This week's cold case comes from north central Kansas, where a woman left home 5 years ago and hasn't been seen since. 13's Melissa Bruner spoke with investigators and her family.
Glenna Bullard was living in Lincoln, Kansas, and told people she was headed to Texas to visit family. But when she didn't get there in time for her daughter's birthdays, they knew something was wrong.
Glenna was a very lively person.
Glenna Bullard loved to have fun and loved her family.
She was caring and, always tried to help out where she could.
Glenna had moved from Texas to Lincoln, Kansas with a boyfriend. In November 2017, she told people she was headed back to Texas to visit her two daughters.
Glenna was headed home but hadn't made it home, but her daughter's birthdays are in November. And that was one thing when we realized that she hadn't called home for her daughter's birthdays, that something was wrong.
Concerned, the family contacted the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office.
She had communicated with her family that she would get a ride with a truck driver back down to Texas, and there's some thought that maybe something happened to her along the way.
Crystal Hornseth is a special agent with the Kansas Bureau of Investigation.
That's one of the big concerns, is that nobody knew who this truck driver supposedly is or was, and whether or not he even showed up to pick her up.
Glenna's family reported her missing November 2nd, 2017. These photos from the last week of October are her last known movements.
She made a couple purchases at the local Dollar General there in Lincoln and also in the Walmart in Salina.
She was driving a blue pickup at the time. Authorities found the truck, but no trace of Glenna.
She had told multiple people that she was leaving town, so the fact that she wasn't heard from initially wasn't of concern because she was supposed to go somewhere.
Hornseth says part of the challenge is Glenna had no close ties in Lincoln County. She'd only lived there a couple years.
There aren't a lot of close friends and family members that we could talk to about her daily activities and get a feel of what was normal for her and what wasn't. That, coupled with the fact that we don't have a body or a crime scene to examine to give us potential more clues to follow.
And if she was taken, you don't even know where she was taken from.
Correct. We have no idea.
Before Glenna, that would have been just something we saw on TV. Like never we in a million years thought it would touch our family, that would happen to her and, that we wouldn't know.
Authorities are still trying to find answers. Glenna is the queen of spades in the Kansas cold case deck. The special playing cards are being distributed in the state's prisons and jails. Glenna's family has shared she struggled with addiction, so Hornseth says the cards may reach the right person.
Some of those other people that struggle with addiction end up in prisons, and so the fact that her card is included in the cold case deck could very well come across someone who did have contact with her at some point.
But to have somebody after about 5 years now to include that, it is important. It is important for her children.
Children, now 17 and 18 years old, trying to move forward without their mother, but hopefully one day with answers.
Let everyone have some peace and closure. She was loved and she is missed.
If you know anything about what happened to Glenna Bullard, you can call the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. Their number is 1-800-KS-CRIME. Melissa Bruner, 13 News.
Thank you for that, Melissa. You can find all of our cold case profiles under signature stories on our website at WIBW.com.